3 million years before, when the Nuluans' prehistoric ancestors walked upright for the first time, an aging hypergiant's nuclear fuel had run out. As its furnace converting hydrogen to helium failed, the doomed star could no longer survive its own gravitational force, and the resulting implosion ejected stellar material outward across space and time. The light of that cataclysmic event finally reached Nulu, flaring suddenly in the night sky like a lonely beacon, as senior astronomer Elio Mott tapped at her controls to capture a supernova's incredible first moments. Other observatories aimed their telescopes likewise, and excited conversations between them created a frenzy of collaborative effort so that nothing would be missed. Elio watched, and her automated systems measured it all. But lost in the chatter, a usually muted channel blinked on her communications display. Courtesy alerts from a telemetry control station to announce planned launch activities, she wondered. Perhaps it was merely a fellow observer seeking advice or confirmation of the compelling supernova's discovery. After all, hers were not the only instruments aimed upward on that fateful night. Either way, nothing was interesting enough to interrupt the dazzling images, and because of it, she ignored the call. Colleagues and researchers across the planet compared notes and arranged follow-up meetings to validate and publish their findings, but the calm alert persisted until Elio relented and reached to answer. One hesitant voice from a combined weather and astronomical research station far to the north spoke to her, but it was not the supernova he wished to discuss. Instead, the young scientist wondered about a different object of interest, unsure if what he was seeing was real or a serious fault in his equipment. A strange blurring effect had been detected by his technicians on the day side of Nulu while calibrating a solar array reserved for the study of a neighboring planet passing between them and the Nuluan system star. There was no obvious explanation for the strange anomaly, he noted, but the effect was unique and worthy of calling in. At dawn, Elio brought one of the observatory's small, filtered reflectors online and keyed in coordinates low on the horizon where a strange, shimmering effect distorted the early morning glow. At once she saw the image her caller watched from his lonely station, and as they looked together, the shape grew and darkened with astonishing speed. When she turned to call the observatory's director, it was already too late. The machines appeared before early warning systems rang out their alarm, and Elio dashed from her control room to lean against a footwalk's cold railing. She looked upward at a handful of dark shapes streaking across the flawless, purple sky, each making gentle turns left to right, tracing thin condensation trails in the freezing air. She would never know, but those invading objects functioned only as advanced Pathfinder ships dispatched to identify crucial, high-value targets. A handful swept through the upper atmosphere seeking out population centers, clusters of industry, and potential threats made by the various military installations once designed to attack other Nuluans in the planet's distant and violent past. After a while, they vanished as quickly as they appeared. It seemed there would be nothing more until far to the south, a subsequent wave showed streaks of blue-green flame marking out their progress and betraying each tiny ship's ablative armor burning off from friction in the thickening air, just as it was designed to do. But it was no intense meteor shower they watched, and that truth became horribly clear when the first high-altitude airbursts flashed from above. And the resultant blinding explosions of light, powerful gamma and X-rays washed over the planet to doom millions in a single horrific moment. Nuluan technology earned through centuries of research and progress had failed them, but worse still, once capable military forces from a half-dozen global states were struck down and a civilization's fate was sealed. The second assault wave arrived soon after, and its numbers were staggering. Unfettered by surface-to-air defense systems made useless in the first moments of the attack, swarms of tiny ships moved downward to the surface before fanning out on individual courses. In smaller cities and towns across the